Hey, what's happening, everybody? Many Face Publishing, we are back. All right, man. I just did my video. Took a couple of days for some reason to upload. Talking about, a lot of the disrespect to Kobe Bryant and how they just, skip past, Kobe, and they just, it's just LeBron and Mike. They forget about guys like Magic, Bird, Kareem. They'll mention him. He's an honorable mention, but I don't think people, to be honest, people just say Kareem. I don't really think, this is my opinion, people really believe he's a real GOAT. Like, he was a great player, don't get me wrong. He definitely held a lot of records, but come on, we gotta be for real. He's not better than Bird and Magic and them dudes, man. Magic was an all-around player, man. And so was Bird, so was Kobe. Like, Kareem could do the same thing, but he was a guy that you had to feed him the ball for him to be effective. Those guys, they could play on and off the ball. They were creators, and to me, they were just better players, man. So I don't even put him above those guys. Like, some people just skip past, because people just looking at numbers. And like I said, numbers don't always tell the right story. Dan Fouts had a lot of great numbers. Was he better than Joe Montana? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of good. Drew Brees, he had a lot of numbers. Is he better than Peyton Manning? Is he better than Tom Brady? Is he better than Joe Montana? Better than Elway? Like, come on, man. Like, it's not always about numbers. It's about the impact on the game and the influence, because impact will equal influence. Because when we look at guys like Magic, people went outside and played ball and tried to pass the ball like Magic. You had dudes trying to shoot the ball like Larry. You had guys trying to play with the Mamba mentality. You had guys, I want to be like Mike, be like, I was the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had people crossing over like AI. Now, you got people shooting the ball like Steph Curry. All right, so, we can't disrespect and just skip past everybody just for one man, just to fit a narrative, man. And that was my point for that video. Now today, hopefully this video gets uploaded today. But for today, what we're going to talk about is, I have a few questions. And my questions are, pertains to a lot of things in America and around the world. One of the questions I have, right, is, who are we as a people? African American, Black, Negro, and who can explain those things? Now, I listen to a lot of brothers. I've done a little bit of research, I know that census has changed a lot. I know that. You read the census, that has changed a lot over 200 years, from just whites and non-whites and just, slaves, to, colored, to Negro, to, Indian. Our nationalities have changed so much. You know what I mean? Like, who are we as a people? And, you know what I mean? Like, how long have we been in this continent? Have we always been here? These are questions that I have. And, I would love to see a debate with some of our scholars and historians, man. Like, the guys because to be honest, right, people ain't got time to do a lot of research. A lot of people don't have time for that shit, man. People don't know. People are not informed. I don't want to say the word misinformed, because that means that you tuning in and you're following something that somebody's telling you. and it may not be the right thing. So let's say people are not informed. We need to be informed because there's different points of views, and there's only one truth. So who can get us to the truth? You have gentlemen like, Dan Calloway. You have the research guy. You have other bunch of historians that have a different perspective. There's another young lady, I think she's Italian. She's a mixed race, and she brings up a lot of interesting things about race in this country and things like that. You have your Umar Johnsons. You have other scholars and things like that, and I feel like we need to have a national debate, man. I think that you know a national debate on ABC or CBS, a major platform, live, right? Not nothing scripted like these town hall shits. We need live debates, man, and we need to hear people's research. And I promise you, what's gonna happen is it's gonna expose and open their eyes to a lot of different things about race, a lot of different things about our history in this country, the wars that were allegedly fought here. It's going to enlighten you about religion and how religion was used. It's going to, who was behind what. It's going to expose and enlighten us on a lot of things. And I think that's why, it's not being really a national argument yet. But see, they're getting there because they're asking little questions. Well, who started the Civil War? Why was the Civil War fought? See, when you're asking questions, if it wouldn't have to ask that question if the facts were right in the first place. So that means that they're conflicting stories of what started what. So if you have people still asking, well, was the Civil War really fought with slavery? That means that there's other stories being told. So maybe we need to hear what historians and scholars have to say. Because they're the ones that have the time to do these researches and things like that. The average citizen is not researching nothing. They're gonna speak regurgitated things. You go online, that's all you hear is people speak regurgitated things and speak something that was thrown out there by some source, or like no one's taking time to dig into any books, read, because to them, people got rent to pay. People, let's steal reality. People have other things on their mind. They get on social media, as a scapegoat from reality and just entertainment. But sometimes people, they say and do things on these platforms that it's like, what the hell is wrong with people? Or they're just following narratives. And I was listening to Ari Spears' response to Cat Williams, and it wasn't really a response. It was just him speaking on it, and everything he said. I like what he said, and he wasn't attacking anybody, but he made a good point. It's not going to change anything, and people love drama, and the phone, the laptop, all these things have given people a power. Now, I feel like it gives people a voice, right? Everybody's voice now is being heard, even if it's like me, an audience to myself, and maybe a couple of subscribers, but the voice is being heard. Your thoughts can get out to the world. Whereas 30 years ago, 20 years ago, nobody, you had to really dig in to hear a lot of things that we hear now. So it's like, when listening to a lot of historians and things like that, even though they have YouTube, it's a big platform, but it's not a big enough platform like CBS. But if you are popular and you're already a star, you're already on that TV platform, and you come to a site like this, you're already gonna have, like, you're gonna start off with thousands of subscribers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. If you're a mega star like a Beyonce or you know, some type of uh sports guy, something like that, that's a mega star or a mega actor, and you come on here and you say, I'm gonna start a channel, you're already coming with millions of people. So that's why these people have bigger platforms. So a person like me, nobody knows me, anything like that. Of course, I'm not gonna have a giant following. I have to build a platform. So, but a lot of these other guys that do their research and things that's there, some of them have, you know, thousands of subscribers and things like that, and but they don't have a big enough stage to get this information out. But slowly but surely, you're starting to see a lot of. You go on Twitter and you go on. I don't have a TikTok, but I go on Twitter and the gram. People are starting to say, "Yo, well, maybe we're indigenous to this land." Uh, you know, people are starting to, you know, stop calling themselves African American, things like that. Me personally, I never bought into none of that history crap because I don't know, it just seemed too sketchy, man. And I was writing a book and I never finished the book, but in the book I said, you know, it would be nice if schools actually taught proper history, taught us about our people and the accomplishments that we had and things like that, because it gives us hope as people. When we teach people that, you know, you ain't nothing but we just felt sorry for y'all. We fought for you guys to have your freedom, and you know, we came here. You know, the natives were savages, the Indians were savages, and they were red, and we brought you guys over here on boats and shackles and chains, and it's like that shit don't sound. So we just sat there and just let y'all do all of that. So you know, I have some questions. I always had questions about that. You know, one question I have is if all right, you had Islam come. Allegedly, they said that, you know, Islam has spread very far, and you know there were a lot of conquerors. So, according to, you know, some historians, or not some, but historians, they say that, you know, the the Muslims ran Spain for over 700 years, and they were advancing in Islam, and you know that's part of the, you know, the advance into Europe was what was fueling the Crusades. So in the late 1400s, or actually they say 1492, I find it interesting that that mysterious year, you guys started getting on boats and traveling. And oh, it was a mistake he got over here, and I never bought that, man. How the hell you make a mistake thousands of miles away from in the water, man? How did you sail in this mistake, like, and get here? And when you got here with this mistake, how did you communicate with the people? I'm pretty sure a different colored person lands on our shores and we ain't never seen these people a day in our lives, and it's only about 20, 30 y'all, and this is a community of people. Y'all might get captured, man. And there's no way of communication because no one's ever been here. You guys discovered it. So if you discovered it and there were people here, how you discover something that people were already here? But so you got here, how did y'all communicate with the people? And what, you know what I'm saying? You know, like what were the state of the people here? But according to y'all, you know, the people here were just savages. They lived in teepees, and I don't believe none of that stuff. But we need the truth. You know what I'm saying? Where the, you know what I'm saying? Because just to think, like, if the if you can't sail straight across the Atlantic, how did you get lost? You know what I'm saying? Like, these people weren't dumb. They were very smart people. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, how did you get here? How did you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, the routes to get here. He got lost. So you just was just sailing until you found land. If that's the story we going with. come on, man. We gotta be smarter than this, man. This is why we need the historians prove these stories. When you got here, what color were the people? Were they red or were they dark? The dark complexion. Spotty, the historians. The real historians, not the ones that's going to spit propaganda. The ones that's going to come with some serious research and some serious artifacts. We need some documentations, things like that. Not somebody's book they read or somebody's theory. We need to hear what documents these people have, what artifacts, things like that, writings, anything that can say, yo, boom, this is what happened at that time. So I'm pretty sure people left history marks all over this planet. Were other people sailing here or traveling to Americas, because there seems to be a lot of different cultures here. And I know they all just start coming 100 years ago. So what other people come? Were Asians coming here through Siberia? Were they, did they have sailboats and things like that too? Did they interact with people here, mixed breed, anything like that? How much territory did Spain really occupy? Were these wars that we say were fought really fought? These are questions that we need some historians that, that really have credibility to come answer. And we need a big stage because it will enlighten a lot of things. Now, like I said, when these people got here, how did they communicate? Did they come with people of color? Maybe people of color were already sailing over here? Or were they people of color themselves and the story got stolen from them? Do we know for sure what took place 1492? And then after that, right, say y'all land here, right? When y'all did start being able to come back, who taught y'all how to survive here? And when they taught you how to survive here, what state did y'all arrive in? Did y'all arrive like y'all was ready to settle, or y'all arrived like y'all was coming to take over? Or did y'all arrive as Puritans, or y'all arrived as Catholics, or just Christian people in general, and use the good book to infiltrate, to get good in with the people, to claim lands or whatever that they were allowing y'all to claim? And did you guys take maybe a century or two to build up some numbers? There's a lot of questions that we have. Was the Civil War really fought over slavery? Or was slavery used as an excuse, to inspire people to fight? Was it used, as an excuse to put our people down, put our people below? Because, it just seems like when I dig into some of my history, I did see a lot of my people on the Muzan side say, they were either farmers, either worked on a plantation or worked as nurses, teachers, things like that. I don't see anything, even though this was in like the late, it seemed like they were living pretty good. This was like the mid 1800s to late 1800s to the early 1900s. But it seems like they were living pretty good. That's just the family that I know of, as far as I've gotten into the history. On my father's side, that's on my mom's side, and that's my mom's, I'm sorry about the camera, my mom's mom, my grandmother, that's her last name. I didn't get into their father's and mother and father's last name, and I haven't gotten into my father's side of the family yet, really. You know, like, but that takes a lot of research and a lot of time. And like I said, a lot of people ain't got time to do all that, man. But we need to have those debates, man. I want to see it, man. I want to see people get exposed. I want to see. It's not that I want the drama. I want the truth to come out, and I want people to really, because it'll open some eyes, and it'll change the landscape of America, because a lot of truths will come out. People, you know, I was watching a video earlier in South Carolina, and it was this black guy that owned a bar, a grill spot, and I seen a bunch of whites and blacks standing in line, like they've been standing in line with each other forever. You know, I know we're in a different time, but this is South Carolina we're talking about, man. And they were all in line chilling, waiting for that food. So I don't believe that our people were just all slaves. And do I think slavery happened? There was definitely some bad things that happened, but I think that we need some answers, and I think that, you know, a lot of people are misjudged, man. And, you know, I have a lot of different nationality of friends, man. Like, I have Asian friends, white friends. You know, is racism a part of this country? Absolutely. Because racism is about competing with other races. Like, I'm thinking my race is better than yours. That's why it's called race. But like Dan Calloway said, what are we racing to? But it's like, you know, we human. And for human rights, I think that these questions need to be answered. What happened in the Crusades? What really happened? What happened in Spain? Did the Muslims, the North Africans, rule Spain for 700 years? Was there running water going through Spain? Did they make Spain a better place? Did they civilize Spain? Did they have universities there? Things like that. Because these are the things that they say happened there. Was it like the second or third most populated area in the world at that time? Did they have science and medicine there? And what happened when they got their freedom back? Did they just start sailing? Like, how did the continent of Africa be used and overrun by Europeans? Did they use the good book there to get in good? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the playbook? How, you know what I'm saying, these lands got, you know, occupied, man? Are the Egyptians the original? Are these people the original Egyptians, or are the Egyptians really black? Or I don't want to say the word black, but people of color, darker people. Because you have some, you know, a lot of these Egyptian people say, well, they weren't dark people. We always look like this. I don't know about that. Who are the true Jewish people? Are they dark people? Or are they the people we see today? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, we need to get into this history, man, and have some, you know, it's funny how back in the 70s and beyond, they used to have all these debates. I used to see debates in the 50s and 60s when you had little young kids battling each other about what they thought society should be and things like that. You know, you had a lot of religious debates and stuff like that. You used to have Malcolm X sit on platforms. We need to be on platforms, man, that the world can see us. Yes, YouTube is it's a nice platform, but it's you gonna ask, they're not making you a household name, and then people look at you like, oh, you're just a YouTuber, like you're not important. Um, you know, but the information is getting put out there. People are definitely watching and people are listening. But the problem is, saying it's not getting that national attention. But like I said, you are starting to see people question, you know, a lot about American history and just history in general. But we need to know. We need to have a debate, man. I ain't no scholar. I ain't none of that stuff. I'm just a human being that just wants to learn, and I want to see the learned brothers that have this information, that have took their time to do the studies and dedicated their life to research. I want to see them put their research to the test. And it's not to belittle anybody, it's so that we all can get the information, man. Because we all need answers, man. Like I said, the average person ain't got time to be running around, looking in books. They're not going to do that. Do I think we should? Yes. Do we have the time? A lot of people don't. So what happens is, the way society is designed, it's designed for you to just live and not pay attention, to be entertained and not pay attention. So things fly right over your head. So we need these brothers, man, and sisters to release the information and have a platform where they release this information, the world can see it. And the world can, start to open their eyes and see who's lying and who ain't. With that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up, man. I took a little bit of time, for this audience to myself. But, one day this audience is gonna grow. I'm just, and I hate to see, last thing, I hate to see our brothers, man. Like I ain't gonna lie, I like a lot of stuff that Aries Spears, whatever his name is, said. I don't like to see our brothers and sisters go through all this drama, man. Like, we just continue to stand in each other's way, man. And, I can't tell everybody's story. I don't know everybody's story. But it's like, whenever you put something out there, this internet and the world is going to pick it up and they're going to run with it. And they're going to dissect it their own way, put their perspectives on it. Like I said, if I had a platform, people would dig into my history over, where'd you grow up? Who was his friends? Did this guy go to prison? Did they, what I mean? Like, what happened with this situation, that situation? And then they're gonna go to hear all these people and think they got the truth on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you don't even know me. You may go off of what other people say, but you don't know me. You don't know my story. You know what I mean? So we can't sit here and speak for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has their reasons of why things happened. So, you gotta stop standing in each other's way, man. Like, I ain't using my platform to be attacking people, like that. Like, I give my opinion on, sports, but I would never get in personal with somebody. I'm not never trying to stop nobody from making no money, stop you from getting no women. I don't do none of that. That's not my concern, man. I'm not gonna talk about nobody's kids, if I don't like certain players, as far as they're playing on the court or they play on the football field or whatever, or if I disagree with how they play the game, or how, how their career is going, that's only just talking sports, that's it, or talking politics or whatever. These people still have families, they have kids, they have a wife. You don't disrespect people beyond the profession. To me, if I don't know you from Adam, what do I look like talking about your family, your kids, man? Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Now, if it's something that's public and, you did something wild, you know what I mean? Yeah, we can talk about it because it's out there. But I was not gonna be digging up in somebody's family, somebody's history, talking about their moms, their pops. I could never be a battle rapper, man. Like that should take a lot of resolve, man, because you know what I'm saying? Like they get real personal, man, and it's like, damn, man, like we just want to know who's the better lyricist, man. Like who's the better performer? Why we gotta talk about my dad, my mom's? Like I don't understand that shit, man. My kids, and if I'm a good dad, or you know what I'm saying? Like I can see if some of that stuff is public record, like that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like see battles back in the days like KRS-One, you know, they talked about music and, you know, who was the better crew and shit like that. Even some of the older battles, you know, they was just rhyming, man. Like they spit their bars, man. But, you know, some of these dudes, man, they start talking about your whole family history, call your moms, your dad a fiend, and you know what I'm saying? Start talking some wild shit like it's like it's not that serious, man. Like who is the better lyricist? Who's the better performer? It's not about who diss who, and that's how you know our people we love drama, man. You know what I'm saying? This, I mean, I love them battle raps, but you know, like I'm just speaking for me. Like, why? If I was a rapper, I couldn't do it, man. I'll lose myself out there, man. Like in the contract, you got to stand in and just pause, take it, man. Like, nah. You telling the world my life story, like, you know, I can't. It's just that's tough, man. Like, gotta have tough skin for that. I guess I ain't tough, man. Like, but you know, shout out to those that do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a few of them, and you know, shout out to those that do it, man. That made it, cause it definitely, you know, took some people off the streets and put money in people's pockets. Like, you know, hip hop did the same thing, man. Hip hop put a lot of people on, man. It changed the culture of this country, man. Like, and you know, people often they shit on hip hop, they shit on these battle raps, and it's all cursing and they talking, all right, yeah, but at the same time, it's putting a check in somebody's pocket and not a gun in somebody's face or drugs on somebody's block. So, you know, we got to be grateful for that. You know, so you can't be running around here, you know, belittling these brothers, man, like sisters, man, because they're paving the way and they also changed the culture of this country, man. People don't want to admit it. You know, like when you look at the Super Bowl show now, it's mostly pop artists and rappers. You know what I'm saying? When they used to be singers and things like that. So, you know, like it's you know, music has grown a lot and has evolved, and it's going to evolve again, and so is America. Now, last thing I'm gonna talk about is this election. It's a deep election, man, because I feel like this country can go, we can get into a possible civil war, man. And I hate to say that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this is serious, man. Like, because of Trump. We see what they doing to Trump. And think about it, man. Nobody likes none of these candidates. So the candidates is really pretty much gonna ball down to Trump. Maybe that Indian dude, whatever his name is, Ram Spivey, whatever his name is, he made, but I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he has enough voters. They trying to push Trump out by taking him off ballots, and I think you're gonna stir the pot more doing that, because if you saw that January 6th, what you think gonna happen next? That was a preview, man. They're warning you. This is a preview, man. So we don't need to. I think this is a big election, man. I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to alienate anybody off of a ballot. And they're using all these different reasons, and they try to lock him up. They try to do everything to keep him from being in office. And like Trump is like even though he says a lot of things, his actions, we don't know exactly what is next with him if he gets in that White House. And we don't know what will be next if he don't get in the White House, because if he wins, it's no telling what he's gonna do. If he lose, it's gonna be some angry folks. Now on the flip side, if he wins, there's gonna be some serious outrage, man. And you don't know what's gonna happen from there. It's gonna be some protests. It's gonna be a lot of angry people out here as well. This is a divided country. So the candidates that we have, they're not really likable candidates. Our government right now is not real liked, and we're a joke to the world. And even when you look at some of these holidays, even that's starting to change. Like Christmas, they starting to call it winter solstice now. People are starting to wake up and realize this has nothing to do with Christ at all. They're trying to rewrite it and change it and hold on. Listen, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for that. Just call it what it is. But this country, when you base a country off deceit, there's only, deceit, but they've held it down here for centuries, a couple of centuries, but now people are waking up. And when they wake up, they don't have to, they don't have to spill the beans, man. They just, look, answer these questions, man. So, anyways, let me get up out of here. Lunch break is over. And, like I said, Many Face Publishing, man. Go get the book Two-Face, Rise of a Menace. Good Friday. What's my other book? It's called Secrets of Deception. Go get those books, man. And like, share, and subscribe, man. Peace.